that starts working on Contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just freak,
Wipe.
done.
Are you looking for a trusted partner who knows AT&T business inside and out? ABS Communications is an organization built on the premise that telecom solutions and working with companies like AT&T can often be complicated, and the customer needs someone to help them navigate through these complexities. They make complex simple. Whether it's helping maintain, manage, or secure your business, ABS Communications is here to help with all your business telecom and mobility needs. Their business was built with the goal of simplifying the process of connectivity for the customer and establishing a long-term relationship of trust through transparency and accountability. ABS Communications is a top 5 AT&T authorized agent with over 200 years of AT&T technical experience. You can call Mark and the gang at 615-349-8588, or you can visit their website at abscomm.net. And remember, mention the McFarland Show to ABS, and you could get up to $250 in a Visa gift card for new ABS business customers.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield, and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half bear, the other half cat. Wild as a mink, but sweet-eyed soda pop, I still dream about that. Rocky Top, you'll always
Welcome
be
into Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. I'm Sammy Kincaid in the Strike and Spare studio. Call and talk to us on the Cure hotline, 615-844-5600. Again, 615-844-5600. And Devlin, I about got choked up on that phone number because you were not having
You're
it.
the worst for making me do this.
You know, I had to set the tone right for this morning.
I guess so, yeah. I'm cutting it off now. You had your fun.
I had my fun coming in hot this morning. You know, had to have some fun
I'm
this
playing the
morning with
Buckeye
a
fight
big.
song next break.
Whose show is it? Oh, that's right.
All right.
Yeah, I get to override that one. But no, for real, big win last night, and so I had to, with it being Big Orange Friday, getting a big win on Big Orange Friday, had to roll into Saturday with some Rocky Top. So
Yeah, absolutely.
And what did you call Rocky Top? You called it the fight song.
Oh, no, I made a mistake earlier, okay? We didn't need to, no.
Down the field is
there's a
Tennessee's
difference.
fight song.
I know there's a difference, okay? I do know that.
No, that is a very, a lot of people do get that confused. They think Rocky Top's the fight song, and it is.
No.
It is not. Down the Field is
Yes.
Tennessee's fight song. So.
Which is what I played earlier on the other computer before this started, and I said, no, that's the fight song, not Rocky Top.
Okay.
I'm very aware, believe me.
All right. Well, we have a fun show planned today. We'll get into the Tennessee-Clemson game in just a little bit, but coming on the show today, we have Danny Dyer from Danny D Fitness, the newest sponsor of Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. So super excited to have Danny on. We'll talk to her about a little bit about what she does. She's been on the show a few times, so you may have heard a little bit about what she does, but very excited for her to join us in a little bit, and we'll talk about some of the games going on today. You got some playoffs. We're talking playoffs.
No offense to the Orange Bowl, but games people care about.
Wow.
You like that one? I've been waiting to
So-
say that one.
You've been waiting
I've been
to
so
say
excited,
that one.
Yeah.
You're really excited for Ohio State to get it handed to them today?
Listen, we made it here. We got here. I take a little bit of pride in that, I have to, because that's all I got.
Yeah.
We made it to the college football playoffs. The outcome of that is anybody's guess. Majority of people have a pretty certain guess.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
You
we're
made it.
here. We're here. And that's really all that matters. Lost to Michigan, that hurts. But,
Congratulations that it was handed to you.
yeah, it was. It sure was.
But going back to that Tennessee-Clemson game, because that is the game that happened last night,
Mhm.
I honestly was a little bit nervous headed into last night just because you have so many players sitting out. You also lost your offensive coordinator, now head coach at USF, and so many key players sitting out. And the last time Jeremy Banks did not play on defense, it was a little rough. That was the South Carolina game. So was a little nervous.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this. I believe the line opened up at 7.5 as a favorite for Clemson to win, and then as time kept moving, the line just kept getting lower and lower until game time. I believe kickoff, it was a 3-point favorite for Clemson.
Yeah.
So when something like that happens, it clearly means that there's a lot of money being placed on Tennessee. So clearly the public loved Tennessee in this game, and for good reason. I mean, I'm not a Tennessee fan. I'm not. Was I rooting for them last night? Yes.
I'm
hate
proud of you.
I hate Dabo Sweeney so much. That guy sucks. He's the worst.
Speaking of Dabo, I have something I want to play of him. So can we play that here? Because he had a quote. I mean, it wasn't headed directly into this game, but let's listen.
Like, okay, we beat South Carolina, we beat Vandy. They're in the playoffs. They're flipping burgers at the house, having a cold drink, watching the championship weekend. What are we? Are we 3 or 4? Where are we going? Are we in Arizona? Are we in Atlanta? And next thing you know, getting that, you forget you got to go play. And but man, I think you just got to give all the credit to South Carolina. I think they just flat out kicked their butt. They showed up. They executed incredibly well. And man, Rattler, I mean, he was hot, and those receivers were hot, and that daggum Zero and how they're using him, and
I mean, is that bulletin board material or what?
He's the worst. He's just the worst person ever.
I've actually been a Dabo fan
No.
up until that, and the fact that then you're matched up against Tennessee in the bowl game. He had to have been like, oh crap.
Clemson was awful all year. I mean, like they literally just tricked the entire nation into believing that they were a top 10 team. They're awful.
Kind of like Ohio State. I'm just kidding.
Relax. Settle down. They're a top 10 team, okay? They are.
No, but for real, Dabo had to have been eating his words.
I hope so. I really
And
do.
watching him on the broadcast last night, you could tell he was like, you could tell there were some words you can't say on air going through his mind.
Oh, there better have been. I mean, I don't even know what to think. I don't know where this program moves. I don't know where it moves towards in the future. I don't know how they do with NIL. I know that's a really big part of recruiting nowadays. I know they just lost a quarterback recruit to the transfer portal. I'm not sure if they're losing anybody else to the transfer portal or if they're gaining anybody from it. I haven't really heard any news on them. But it's a little shaky. Do I think Dabo's a good coach? I do. I do think he's a great coach. But I think there's other schools that are just grabbing these recruits better than Clemson can, if that's the right words to use.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And recruiting has, I mean, you and Greg were just talking about it. Recruiting has definitely changed. I remember when I was in recruiting at Tennessee, very different then versus how it is now.
Yeah.
And recruiting was already a beast whenever I was doing recruiting at Tennessee under Coach Dooley and Butch Jones. And some dark times then, but I couldn't even imagine being in recruiting now. And just, I have a couple friends that are in it, and the level of stress, because just what you're having to keep up with, compete with, is never ending.
Mm-hmm.
What they can give these high school kids now. But going back to the game, I have to give Joe Tess and Greg McElroy some credit on that call. They were making me laugh a few times. Joe Tess at the beginning of the game, not beginning, but first quarter. It was towards the end of the first quarter. He goes, and there's another flag. We've seen way too many of those today in this first quarter.
Yeah.
There was so many penalties called early on, and I mean even throughout the game. But when do you just let them play?
That Tennessee secondary is pretty bad.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was really nervous about the game, not having Jeremy Banks in there. And I mean, but you have players missing on both sides of the ball, up front as well on the D line, and I was very, very nervous. But it makes me really excited and looking forward to next season as an alum. And obviously, I grew up as a fan of Tennessee, and so it makes me really hopeful for what next season looks like. And you saw Nico on the sideline, so Joe Milton's got some competition against him next season for that QB spot. But he had a heck of a performance last night.
He was a player of the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I was really shocked Beasley wasn't. He had 4 tackles for loss, a couple sacks. So I was really surprised he was not player of the game, the MVP. But
I'm actually kind of surprised too. I'm looking at his stat line right now.
Yeah.
Wild.
yeah,
Pretty impressive. 12 total tackles, 4 of them for a loss and 2 sacks. That's ridiculous.
yeah. So was very surprised he was not the MVP. But the interview after the game, whenever Katie George was talking to Heupel, they talked a little bit about Beasley, and you could tell Hype was very, very impressed with him. And it was great that Beasley played in the game, and because he could have also left early, So
He's a senior, correct?
yes,
Yeah, so he will be, I imagine, entering that draft after the game.
he did put out
Or
a
did he
post.
already do it? Okay.
No, he did put out a post, and I think he's coming back.
What?
Yeah. So that was a big one though, and so with him having a heck of a game, Joe Milton having a heck of a game, I'm really curious though to see who the QB will be next year. And I loved Katie George's question to Milton after the game whenever they were doing the trophy ceremony, and she said that, Hendon Hooker's your best friend. You had to compete against your best friend. You lost that starting position. What was that competition like? How does it really feel now to get back out there and have that job? And how she worded it though was really impressive. Because that's a difficult thing about going up against your best friend. And you want to be able to root for them, but that's also the job that you want.
Yeah.
So it was a difficult question to ask him in that moment, but it's really cool to watch their friendship and their roommates. They have dogs. They kept talking about their dogs that they have together. So pretty cool for Joe Milton to see some success, and maybe we'll see what happens with the starting role next year.
That was a big step-up game for him for sure. I think there was a lot of question marks going into that game for Joe Milton. I think a lot of people have the same exact idea of him. He's got the arm, but where it goes when it's in the air is anybody's guess. And I think that really changed after last night. I don't know anything about their quarterback room in Tennessee at all. I think you're definitely one to put knowledge on me about that. It's not something that I really can go into detail about. But from what I saw, I think he's definitely capable of fitting that role. As good as, drawing a blank, what's his name? This is bad, embarrassing, radio guy.
Hendon Hooker?
Hendon Hooker, yeah. Good Lord. Yeah, I don't know if he can fill that role. I think he's an all-time talent, but I think he's able to fit the role of a starting quarterback for Tennessee.
Yeah, no. Well, Nico, he signed early, and so that's why he could not play last night. But he was wearing that number 8 jersey on the sideline and made the trip with the team, has been practicing with the team for the last week. So excited to see what happens with the two of them battling it out. And whenever Hype was at UCF, you really saw a one quarterback room with Mackenzie Milton. And whenever KZ went down, you saw what happened. And so that's whenever you heard Hype really talk about needing depth in that room. Yes, you need the QB to be the leader of the team, but you need some depth in that room because you never know what could happen. You can't have just one guy in that room. Some healthy competition in the QB room is good. And so it looks like they're already all gelling. Joey Halsley, the QB coach, he's honestly a close friend, but he does a great job, and no doubt that QB room will be all right. But excited to see who ends up taking the field for them.
If Milton gets beat out, do you see him entering that portal?
Oh,
Because I think one quarterback is better than having two.
yeah.
Two good starting quarterbacks.
I mean, I agree with hype where you need some depth because
It's like the Vanderbilt thing, right? Like having those two quarterbacks, AJ Swan and Mike Wright. I mean, it wasn't an issue, but I feel like every single week there was a question about who they were going to start, and I think that alone is an issue.
That is an issue. That's different. But you need some depth. It's almost as if, for example, the Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton thing.
Sure, yeah.
You knew Hendon Hooker was going to be the starter.
He was the clear better talent.
But you need somebody like Joe Milton that can come in and make those big, deep throws down the field like he did a couple times during the season. Or, for example, when Hooker went down. He was the starter, but you need somebody else in there just in case, because you never know what could happen.
Right.
But that's the sign that we have to stop talking Tennessee for a little bit.
Thank God.
You're listening to Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. Whenever I come back, I'm going to have Danny Dyer in studio talking with me about Danny D Fitness. We'll be back in just a little bit. Stick with us.
Are you tired of your current vehicle? Maybe looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Hey guys, it's Zach. Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is the best choice for your vehicle needs. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are taken care of. I should know because I've seen it firsthand. Every vehicle I've purchased has been from Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, and I love the entire process. Now, I don't want you to forget about their award-winning parts and service department. It has everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com. They're open there 24/7, 365 days a year. Or give them a call at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Online at CordellCordell.com, 317-322-0122, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
As a professional realtor in Nashville for more than 40 years, Richard Courtney is one of the city's top-ranked real estate brokers. He's also the author of 2 books and the real estate columnist for the Nashville Ledger. What does all of this mean to you as a home buyer or seller? Expert knowledge, guidance, and trust. Give Richard Courtney a call today at 615-300-8189. That's 615-300-8189 or online at richardcourtney.com. If you need a staycation or planning a trip to Music City, stay at Bento Living Chestnut Hill. Voted the best boutique hotel in the city by the Nashville Scene. Bento Living is located on the edge of bustling downtown and boasts on-site dining, shopping, live entertainment on the rooftop, and free fitness classes. Come experience Nashville like a local. Visit BentoChestnutHill.com to book your Music City vacation today. Grizz Nation. Grind into the new year and watch Ja, Jaren, and your Grizzlies take on the Pelicans tonight at 7 p.m. Get there early in the first 5,000. Get Dylan Brooks sunglasses. Then stay tuned for back-to-back home games and catch your Grizzlies tomorrow night at 7 when they take on the Kings to kick off 2023. Get ready to celebrate a new year and get your tickets today by calling 901-888-HOOP or shopgrizzlies.com today. On your home for Memphis Grizzlies basketball. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Now, This Girl Can, featuring your local female athlete of the week.
Welcome back into Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. I'm Sammy Kincaid in the Strike and Spare studio. If you want to call in, talk to us on the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Again, that's 615-844-5600. And if you're watching the live stream, you can see I'm not alone over here anymore. I got Danny D.
Yes, good
Danny
morning.
Dyer from Danny D Fitness with me.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Very excited to have you on the show this time because you're on the show as the newest sponsor of Power Hour.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm always thrilled to just see women just doing amazing things, and I love that you have this segment. I think that it's reaching a lot more people than you even realize, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, whenever I was talking with Adam and Ted about doing a women in sports, highlighting women in sports show, you were one of the very first people I thought of reaching out to. You have very much so empowered so many other women with everything that you do. So I am thrilled that you are now a sponsor of the show.
I appreciate it so much. I'm super excited, and I'm excited to have you in the my Get Your Movement In Challenge. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so for those that, before we get into that challenge, for those that have not heard you on the show in the past, just give a little bit of background on who you are.
Yeah, so I am a body positive trainer here in Nashville, Tennessee. I do online programming, in person, hybrid training. I do my dance format all over Tennessee to help inspire people to love their body throughout movement. I have worked with Shape Magazine. I have worked with Smoothie King. I've worked with different health companies and things to just to help reach people to understand that you can do amazing, incredible things at any size. And that's been my whole platform. So no matter if I was 215 pounds or if I was 155 pounds, like it didn't matter. Like I was running half marathons, flipping heavy tires,
where she went viral. So talk about that for a second.
Yeah,
Where can people see that clip?
Yeah, so that's on my Instagram at Danny Fitness 1, as well as it was shared on ESPN, Reddit, TikTok. You can follow me there as well. But yeah, I was Nashville's Strongest Woman in 2019, and that was really incredible. And one of the only females in Nashville to ever go to Strongman Nationals. So that was such an honor, and I loved getting to do that. And now I'm actually a bodybuilder, and so competing in the wellness division. And so I definitely am just taking on more tools that help me to be able to help my clients, no matter what journey that they're on. Whether it's the beginning, they're in the middle, they're kind of like, I kind of know what I'm doing, and or they're advanced like athletes. So I'm here to help everyone.
Yeah, and the one thing that I love watching your journey is, we've talked about it on shows in the past, but you have gone in two completely separate directions with your fitness journey, and it's really cool to see what you can do with your body and how your body can transform.
Yes. Yeah, and not just aesthetically, right? But like even strength-wise. So I don't think back in college, when we're at UT, anyone would have ever picked me out of the crowd to say, oh yeah, she's going to be able to deadlift 425 pounds, or she's going to be able to flip a 500-pound tire, just because I was always defined by my shape, my size, my, everything. And I was almost like I was put in a box, right? And so I never want any of my clients or anyone that follows my mission and, follows online or whatever to ever feel like that. To understand that they don't have to just be a mom, right? They can be a career woman. They can be a strong athlete. They can go do amazing things. It is only you that is stopping you.
Yeah. And now that people know a little bit more about you, let's talk about this challenge that I am stoked to start on January 7th.
Yep.
talk about this challenge.
Yeah, so the Get Your Movement In Challenge basically is an accountability consistency challenge. So you'll have an accountability group on Instagram, which I already have for like my clients, right? And it has worked really well to form this community of people to help them to keep going on their journey. So we're going to have that as well as we have sponsors like NutriShop is going to be doing the assessments in the Gulch, which is going to be great. If you're not local, which I have a lot of non-local people, anywhere from Oregon to Arizona to Atlanta to Georgia, I mean, just everywhere, which I'm so excited about. But they can just find a body assessment scanner, any local nutrition store. Send it in to me, so that way we have just kind of a tool and a base. The winner is going to actually win $500, and it's the person that is not just about weight loss, okay? It is if your muscle that's gained, your metabolic rate increases. It's a point system, okay? So also it's about posting, so making sure that you're having that accountability, because as you've seen on my platform, it is not just me sitting there saying, get your movement in, but it's my clients that are inspiring people. It is, my family, it's my friends, it's people that even I've influenced that have influenced more people and more people. And that is how this mission to love yourself throughout movement is going to grow. So you have the posting, you have the feeling better in your body, but the whole point is just to move more. And it doesn't matter if you do, like you're going to do the online program with me, which is great. And that's an add-on to the challenge. But for everyone else that, if they just want to be in support and have that morale, it's going to be great for them. And, I don't care if it's they're walking their dog every day. I don't care if it's they're dancing around their kitchen. It's just movement. The goal is just more movement.
Yeah. And if somebody wanted to join that challenge, can they still join it?
Oh, yeah. So they can join up until January 5th. And so, and that way it's just, we get the scans on January 7th, and then it officially starts January 9th. So they can definitely message me on Instagram at DannyDFitness1. They can email me at danny@dannydfitness.com. Whatever they need to do, just send in, guys, what you want, and you're going to get a free shirt, sweat towel, grab the gold bars. We have tons of sponsors, guys. So even besides the winner, you're going to have a free braid, a massage, a spray tan, the person that posts most on social media. Like, you're just going to get different, so many different goodies that I have from all my sponsors. A free mini photo shoot. That's going to be cool. So if you're feeling inspired after 10 weeks and you're like, man, I just want to, get my pictures done, like, that's right there. So it's super cool. So I have a lot of sponsors that I'm super pumped about, and just supportive of the local community, and local small business.
Yeah, no, she just brought in my goodie bag, and I am pumped for my goodie bag. It was jam-packed. I started opening it up, and stuff was just falling out. So.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I squeeze it in there. Yeah, we got our fight canisters. Everyone's going to get my energy booster supplement that I have. So that's going to be awesome. And then you're going to get to help you start your day off on the right foot. Grab the gold bars or a little snack bar. So, again, for a good post-workout snack or pre-workout. And then we have a sweat towel in there because you're going to sweat. You're going to get that movement in. And then we have an actual coupon to Urban Sweat. So you could go do the cold plunge or go to like a sauna session, which would be great before your body assessment and things like that. And then I'm trying to think what else. And then some bands, some stickers, just some positivity in there as well. But, yeah, it's going to be great. I really am pumped.
Yeah, I have some of your Danny D Fitness stickers,
yes.
The positivity stickers that you had given me from before whenever you came on the show. And I have those up in my office because it really does make an impact whenever you have positive things around you.
Oh, 100%. I wear my bands every day. Like, I talked about that yesterday with somebody that literally, like, I have them on my wrist, so I always look down at them. Like, those are my 3 pillars. Like, get your movement in, the fight for what you want, and the love your body throughout.
Yeah, no, I love that. And posting on social media, I know it can be a little daunting or scary.
Yes, for sure.
Especially at first, but it really is such a good, because everyone always wants to show just your highlights.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And that's the thing, too, is with Danny Fitness is just keeping it real and keeping it honest and true. Like, I have posted things where I'm just, like, dripping in sweat and I am, like, exhausted and tired. I've posted, like, great, lifts and jumps and things like that, right? So, again, this is just an accountability tool because, guys, even back when I started 11 years ago being a certified group fitness instructor and personal trainer, literally, like, I was taking selfies. Like, I was, posting and sharing even when no one cared or no one was watching. But it grew into this, and it grew into this brand. And so you never know what you sharing your journey could open up and inspire someone else. So it's really kind of like that selfless thing, of kind of getting over that and having that vulnerability, which I think is just so super special.
You mean whenever you were training me in the living room of your apartment, you did not imagine that it was going to grow into this?
Yeah, I know. I literally was like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep being consistent and showing up for myself and telling myself that, like, I feel better with movement. I feel better loving myself than hating myself throughout anything, and that's not a life I want to live, and I don't want that for my clients. I don't want that for my friends, and I just want to create people, create better lives for people, and to have this platform to do that has been, exceptional. So I'm very excited for the challenge.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard any of the first segment, but Devlin was giving me a little bit of a hard time about Tennessee, so I'm very glad to be joined by a fellow Vol in this.
I even more orange today. Like, what is
it's a little burnt, but
it's a little burnt. I don't have the orange anymore. Like, oh my gosh, I may have thrown all that out.
No. But whenever I was referring to her training me in her living room, that was in Knoxville.
Yes.
Whenever we were in school together there, and we were in the same sorority there, and it's been really cool to watch your journey.
Thank you. And I would do classes like in the bottom of the sorority house and stuff, and go to the other sororities and do that for them. Because again, the whole point was just to help people move more and move more efficiently too, right? So that's why, like with the program, if someone is wanting to train with me in person, if someone's wanting an online program to help them to be, efficient, because it can be overwhelming, right? That's fine too. And guys, when you're posting, like it can literally be your feet with your dog. You know what I'm saying? I think people think, oh, I have to like look good and like whatever. It's like
you need to be careful telling people to post their feet.
Oh, yeah. True. Okay, sorry about that. But you get what I'm saying. Like it doesn't have to. It could just be your Apple Watch and like showing like what you did. Like don't overthink it. Like this is just something that is supposed to feel, with all the overwhelming stuff of the new year and quote unquote new you and all this stuff. Like this is supposed to be something, a segue of just like ease and just to feel good about your journey. And this is just a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. Again, you're listening to Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid in the Strike and Spare studio. If you want to call and talk to us on the Cure hotline, 615-844-5600. Again, 615-844-5600. You call in, talk to me and Danny Dyer from Danny D Fitness, newest sponsor of Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. And Danny, I just talked about how they could talk to us right now, but if they wanted to get in contact with you,
Yeah, they
How do they do that?
They can just message me on Instagram, Danny D Fitness 1, or email me at danny@dannydfitness.com, or you can just go to my website, dannydfitness.com as well. I'm pretty responsive, and I'm here to help and answer any questions you guys have.
Yeah, and that's D-A-N-I. That's how you spell Danny.
Yep.
D-A-N-I, the letter D, Fitness.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Well, whenever they do reach out to you,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just went through this, so I kind of know the process already, but whenever they do reach out to you, how does all of that kind of get started? And people have so many different plans that they may be wanting to gain muscle, lose weight,
Different
especially
goals,
with the new year.
Yeah.
They have so many different goals. So how do you kind of go through that assessment and getting them started?
Oh, yeah. I just take them for where they're at in their healthy lifestyle regimen. So I ask them a few different questions just to kind of get a gauge of like their current lifestyle, right? And from there, then we just hone in on, okay, what exactly are they wanting? And sometimes I don't even know. They're just like, I just need to feel better. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And so for me, it's tailored individualized programs. So I literally take everyone for where they're at. And like you saw in your online program, like you said, the days that you're able to move. So I incorporate that in your program. So you don't feel like, I have to move on a day that I know I'm not going to get. I don't want to set you up for failure. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's literally just you programming for your individual needs.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today, and I am so excited to start this program, and appreciate everything, and appreciate you holding my hand through this one.
Of course, girl. I'm here
into the new year. So thank you again for being a sponsor of Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid, and we'll have to have you on again soon.
Okay, sounds great.
Awesome. Well, listen in, guys. We'll be back right after this break. You're listening to Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid.
Hey guys, it's Zach. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Join today to get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That's free bets back if your bet doesn't win. Just sign up with our promo code TAS. There's so many great deals. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. And you get paid your winnings fast. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Don't fumble your chance to get $150 $100 in free bets, win or lose, with promo code TAS. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. In the state of Tennessee, you got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the TN Red Line 1-800-889-9789.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
This holiday season, tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the hottest gifts from Callaway and Bushnell. The Callaway Rogue ST Woods are designed with AI for faster ball speeds. And while you're there, grab a dozen Callaway Chrome Soft golf balls. And from Bushnell, save up to $75 on the Tour V5 and Tour V5 shift rangefinders. There's also gift cards for those favorite golfers on your list. Don't miss these holiday gifts and more happening now at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Are you suffering from bad gift giving? Look for the signs. Do people avoid eye contact when opening your gifts? When your friends say, you really shouldn't have, do they really mean you really shouldn't have? On more than one occasion, have you been re-gifted the same gift you gifted that person the year before? If so, the new Holiday Instant Games from the Tennessee Lottery might be right for you. Available now at your local retailer. The Tennessee Lottery, game-changing fun. Please play responsibly. Side effects include invitations to more parties and less awkward looks at gift exchanges.
It's a Bill King Show. Somebody asked me, this ascension of Tennessee football, is it sustainable? I think it is sustainable. Their recruiting ranking school. You can get A-plus personnel to Rocky Top, Tennessee. And the state is now way better than it ever was in its past. Producing players.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
And now it's time to shine the spotlight on this week's coach or player. From college to the pros, this is Shattered Ceilings.
Welcome back into Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. I'm Sammy Kincaid in the Strike and Spare studio. Colin, talk to me and Devlin. It's just us hanging out the rest of the show. So call in and talk to us on the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Again, that's 615-844-5600. And, you know, we just shined the light on Danny D from Danny D Fitness. So excited to have one of my good friends from college who has just, she's a woman in sport. She's a coach. She coaches a lot of different people through their fitness journey, but you can consider her one of a player, as one of the players, as she has really seen a lot of success. She was just talking about it, how she has won some competition. Her tire flip went viral, was on ESPN, was on SportsCenter. So she is definitely made a name for herself. So I am thrilled to have watched her journey and now her be a sponsor, the newest sponsor of Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid.
Great segment. Always love when Danny comes on. She's been a reoccurring guest very often, so it's always nice to have her back in the studio.
Yeah, no, it was fun having her in studio. It's always very positive, and I mean, we always try to keep it positive on the show, but she just really brings a light whenever she walks in. So always fun. But Devlin, are you ready to talk some more games?
I'm terrified.
You're terrified?
Yeah.
Are you terrified for what I'm about to throw at you, or terrified for Ohio State today?
At this point now, I don't know.
Right before we came into this segment, I said, "Hey, Devlin, what'd you think of that Titans game?"
I did not watch it. I did not. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm not a host here.
Yeah, I make you talk a little bit more than. I mean, you talk quite a bit on the afternoon stretch, though.
Yeah, I talk, my fair amount, but I don't have the same knowledge that they do. They're held accountable for watching these games. They have to watch these games. I don't, and I'm very thankful for that.
But you do like watching Zach's tweets about the Titans.
Oh, they are very funny. Yes, because they're usually very negative, and that for some reason brings me joy.
So where we were just talking about all the positivity and a light, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Negativity bringing joy.
Mm-hmm.
But with this Titans game, I'm sure you're pretty aware that they had basically nobody playing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Their entire roster was on the injury list.
For good reason, too. I mean, you're playing the Jags.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. The Cowboys had a bye week. Congratulations. You won by 14, exactly what you were projected.
No, it's no surprise that they had so many players out. And as we've talked about it multiple times, a Tennessee alum, Josh Dobbs was there at Tennessee at the same time as me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that.
So I was really excited to see him get the start.
Yeah.
And I really think it was his tryout for playing Jacksonville. The fact that he had been there for 8 days and then came in and was able to know the playbook, run the offense whenever you don't have anyone around you. I feel like he did very well for the situation at hand. And now that he'll have Derrick Henry back there with him, I'm excited for him. I mean, I was talking with some people about he's started a handful. He's played in a handful of games throughout he's been in the league now for, I want to say 7 years. And
I believe 6 now.
6 now?
Yeah.
6 now. But he's played in a handful.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's a better gig than being the backup QB on a roster.
Oh, God, no. Are you kidding me? That'd be the best. Especially when you're like, if you're behind, especially like a star quarterback,
yeah,
who like doesn't get injured, it's the best job in the world. Like,
and
the best.
And the fact that he just signed a little over $1 million deal with the Titans to finish out the season.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats to him.
Yeah, you made $2 million in what, 13 days? Good job.
Good job, Josh Dobbs.
You deserve every penny.
And the fact that he was an aerospace engineer major with a 4.0 grade point average in college, I'm so happy for him that he is still in the league. I mean, he's going to be an astronaut after this. He's got something waiting on him whenever he decides to retire from the NFL, if he can make it to, which I think how he's been riding it so far, I think he'll make it to 10 years.
I'm surprised he even played football. How do you even do that? That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Most people that play football are just going like communications.
No, he is so smart.
Yeah.
So smart. And, I mean, they hit on it, I don't even know how many times in the broadcast during the Titans game. And during his time at Tennessee, it was all they ever talked about. But as it should be, though, because whenever you're looking at the majors, you got some. I mean, when I was at UCF, you had Mike Wright, the kicker. He was not Mike Wright.
Yep.
That's QB at Vandy.
Uh-huh.
But his last name was Wright. I'm completely blanking on his first name. But kicker at UCF, he actually scored the most points in a single season because of how fast UCF would score. He was kicking so many extra points, and then if they, for some reason, didn't get down there, they marched down the field so fast he at least was getting a field goal. So he scored the most points in a season for UCF his senior year. But he was an engineering major as well. But it's very rare you see engineering or aerospace engineer or something like that as a major. And it's just so impressive what they were able to do.
Yeah, I mean, people that do nothing else except for those majors would say that they have a lot.
It's usually like sports management.
Yeah, exactly. Something that's a little bit easier on you when you have to do, 6 a.m. practices, go to class, and then go back to practices, do walkthroughs, whatever it is, and then play a game on the weekends. It's something that's easier on you and makes your time there, just a little bit more calm. Whereas, aerospace engineering, or whatever that is, medical or anything like that. It's something that's just more taxing. It just makes things 10 times harder. Even when you're not playing sports, that's one of the hardest things you can do in college. And for him to do that and play football and then make it to the NFL and play for 6 years, it's impressive.
Yeah, no. Whenever I was at UCF and working with that team, I actually did it. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name right now, but his last name's Wright. And I did a feature on him and just his schedule and everything that, they would have workouts at 5 a.m. And at the time, he was interning with Lockheed Martin. And so starting at 5 a.m. and then doing workouts, practice, class, and then going to his internship, just insane, the schedule. So I'm really happy for Josh Dobbs. And
good for him.
Yeah, so we'll be back right after this break, though, it's almost the end of the hour. It's gone by with you guys. So we'll see you in just a little bit.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Online at CordellCordell.com, 317-322-0122, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
From the big game to the big dance, Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is your game day and watch party headquarters. Don't worry about entertaining guests and trying to feed everyone. Sit back, relax, cheer on your team, and let the Bar Lines staff take care of you. Grab a Bar Lines signature cocktail and enjoy some wicked deviled eggs, or a Bar Lines double stack, and finish it off with some Jack and Coke chocolate cake. Bust your belly and your bracket at Bar Lines, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Tired of the same old company holiday party and looking to reward your team with a fun night out? What about something different for a birthday party or group gathering? Hello, this is Philip Cox of Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers, and we specialize in group events no matter the size at our Tusculum, Donaldson, Hermitage, Murfreesboro, and Hendersonville locations. Plus, Hendersonville and Murfreesboro offer enhanced entertainment options with bumper cars, laser tag, roller skating, and more. 'Tis the season to have fun with family, friends, and business associates, and there's no better place to do it than at Strike and Spare Family Fun Center. Visit strikeandspare.com to learn about the group outing of Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
WNSR Nashville Sports Radio would like to take this time to say congratulations to Greg Poe. Greg is a member of the 2023 class of the Tennessee Sports Writers Association Hall of Fame. Greg Poe has been a standard and staple of Nashville sports media. Congratulations to Greg Poe and the rest of the 2023 class of the Tennessee Sports Writers Association Hall of Fame. From your friends and family at WNSR Nashville Sports Radio. We're checking out the headlines, the highlights, and the stories from the world of women's athletics. Time to go around the hour.
Welcome back into Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid in the Strike and Spare studio. Call in and talk to us on the Secure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Again, 615-844-5600. And I don't know if you were able to tell from last segment, Devlin and I, neither of us are Titans fans.
No.
At all. But the one thing I did really like from that game was Dak Prescott got sacked, and the Titans defensive lineman that sacked him, he was down on the ground and looked up to Dak after Dak got up and put his hand up as if, like, you going to help pull me up? And Dak looked at him like, bruh, what are you doing right now? Like, no, you just took me out. I'm not pulling you up. I'm not helping you up right now. But we talked enough Titans because, as I said, that's not our team.
Let's get it over with. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about these playoff games today.
I'm so scared. I'm excited. I'm so scared.
As you should be.
I'm not good to be around for Ohio State games. I'm not. I'm a very bad person to be around.
And right after this, you'll be going to Ohio.
Yes.
So you'll be right in Ohio State country.
They're very similar to me. I've come to Nashville and I watched. I remember it was the Notre Dame game, Ohio State Notre Dame, and I went out to a bar and watched it with a friend here. And immediately after that was when I realized there was some Ohio State fans in the bar. None of them were like me. None of them.
None of them.
I was making a fool of myself.
Are you a rare
there.
breed?
I don't know what it is. I can't keep myself from acting an absolute fool. Like, the moment one little thing goes wrong, I will overreact and I will freak out, and I don't care where I'm at and I don't care who sees me. It's disgusting. It's bad. But when I'm in Ohio, I'm more comfortable because a lot of those people are very similar to me and they do it too. But when I realized when I was in Nashville, that was when I was like, okay, I cannot publicly watch an Ohio State game ever again here. Ever.
That's how I feel about Tennessee basketball. I have to sit at home on my couch. Usually you'll see me standing on my couch yelling at the TV.
Yeah. I can't do it. I try, but I can't. I've done it one time. After that, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I can't do it again. I'm not going to put these people through that. I've already been judged by all of my new friends that I've made here. I can't put them through that again.
Well, I hope after this show you get to Ohio safely before this game starts, because I just think they're going to get absolutely destroyed.
Hey, that's very nice of you. I appreciate that, Sammy. Congratulations on Tennessee on making the Who Cares Bowl, whatever that was called.
The Orange Bowl?
Is that what it was?
Wow.
I forget sometimes. It's because the jerseys were orange. I forgot.
I mean, there was a lot of orange there.
It was. It's actually
with
pretty
Clemson,
awesome. Yeah.
Tennessee, a lot of orange. But no, Georgia is going to absolutely destroy Ohio State today.
You think what you want.
I'm looking forward to a Georgia-Michigan national championship.
Okay, let me ask you this. Which game is better? Michigan, TCU, or Georgia and Ohio State? And
I'm not happy. I don't like either. I'm happy for TCU getting in. I think that they deserve the spot in, but I do not see them playing well against Michigan today. I think both games are going to be very not very interesting to watch.
They're both. I think
they're both going to be blowouts.
Yeah, but I think if there's going to be one better game, it's Ohio State, Georgia.
Well, yeah, you got better athletes, I think, in that game. But I mean, both games blowouts. I'm, as I mentioned, excited for TCU that they're there. I'm more excited for a Georgia-Michigan national championship.
It's like you hate me.
I don't hate you, Devlin. I bring you coffee almost every morning.
That's very true. And one thing I would love to mention right now is that as of right now in this moment, the SEC in bowl games is 2-4.
Oh.
In the Big Ten,
Okay.
undefeated, 3-0.
Okay. Congratulations. You want a cookie?
I do. That'd be great, actually.
I'll bring you a cookie next time with your coffee.
I just had to mention it. I mentioned it on the afternoon stretch yesterday. I had to mention it on today's show.
You know, Michigan, the last time that they won a national championship was 1997.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're due.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
You don't think they're beating Georgia?
No.
I think it's going to be a way better game than what we're going to see in any game today.
I think the winner of the Georgia-Ohio State matchup wins the national championship.
Okay.
So if Georgia
Because
moves
you
on,
think
hey.
Ohio State's going to somehow pull it off.
I sure do. I'm so
Well, you're
excited.
living in your little delusional land over there.
I have to.
I'll let you have it.
This is what I do. It's in my blood.
I mean, anything can happen.
Sure.
Tennessee, South Carolina. I remember that was really one of my first games to go to as a fan, and it was the season after my senior year of college. And so it was, I want to say, the 2014 season, and Tennessee was at South Carolina, down by 14 with less than 4 minutes left to go in the game. And everyone told me and my friend that we were the delusional fans, that there's no way Tennessee's coming back. Tennessee came back and won it in 2 overtimes. And that, South Carolina is a tough place to play, especially whenever it was that kind of environment that night. So, I mean, I'm calling you delusional, but I've been called delusional, and crazy miracles have happened. So,
I mean, flashback to 2014 season. Ohio State was a very heavy underdog against Alabama in that playoff game. First playoff game ever.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Oh, I remember watching that game.
I cried. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't cry. That was the best day of my life, though.
It was the best day of your life?
It was the best day of my life. I'll never forget every single moment of that game, the ending of it and everything. I'll never forget it.
I hope that you have many better days in your life if that's the best day of your life.
It meant a lot to me. This team, this means way too much to me. I almost hate how much it means to me, because it literally controls my life. It affects my mood. It affects everything that goes on in my day-to-day life. I hate that it does that, but I also, I love Ohio
But
State.
see, that's why I love college football, because that's how college football really impacts way more people than the NFL. I mean, granted, I like my Dolphins, but it's just so different in college. The traditions, the history, it's different. But coming up in a little bit, you got the Music City Bowl. So if you're listening in, driving around Nashville, be careful with the Music City Bowl, Iowa and Kentucky. But that's it for this week. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for listening to Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. We'll see you then.